Hello, core artisans. My name is Shonda, and welcome to my channel, Under the Needle Quilting and Crafts. So I'm on time. It's Thursday. And I'm here for Thankful Thursday. And today, I already know what I'm thankful for because I talked about it a little bit yesterday when I unboxed the Sew Sampler. And I looked at the value of the fat quarter bundle that we got and saw that it broke down to $4 per fat quarter. Right? Now, even I did not buy my first pre-cut until, when did I buy my first pre-cut? I know the first pre-cut I ever bought was from Missouri Star. And I believe that it was a Cafe layer cake that they had on their today special. Their special of the day, I forget what they call it. Their deal of the day, whatever it is. And I know I bought a jelly roll, but I don't remember which one came first, the jelly roll or the layer cake. And I don't exactly remember when that was, if that was pre-pandemic or post-pandemic. I don't recall. I don't. But I know that I really started buying pre-cuts. I want to say it was post. Feel like it was post. No, it probably wasn't. I'm lying. Because I remember, I'm not lying on purpose, but I remember being at the office shopping at Blueprint, right? Buying some stuff while still working in the office. So I did buy pre-cuts pre-pandemic, but it really kind of ramped up during the pandemic. That's when I really stashed up, because if I go back and I look at videos that I made when I first started my channel and how much fabric I had, it's vastly different between then and now. So I did a lot of purchasing during the pandemic. I was home. I wasn't spending money on gas. You know, we got a couple stimulus checks. You know, I had a couple extra dollars. I was fortunate during the pandemic. I was fortunate because I had a child that moved in with me because she couldn't. She actually lost her apartment due to unforeseen circumstances before the pandemic. But it was like February, and then the pandemic hit in March. But she was staying with me. She was paying me rent. You know, I did not struggle financially during the pandemic. I'm very, very blessed to say that because both myself and Adrian were in jobs that enabled us to still work, right? He was in fast food, you know, food service and stuff like that. So although there was like a small slowdown, he was able to maintain his position and I was able to maintain mine. So it worked out for us. But so what I started doing, because I had time, I'm working from home, you know, it's not super busy. And so I'm on the internet, you know, I'm on my work computer, I'm on the internet. I've got my personal computer to use sometimes, like for my breaks and stuff. And so, you know, I would be checking out some websites and I'd be all over. I mean, some of the websites don't even exist anymore. Fabric.com sold to Amazon and they don't exist anymore. And then there's some others that don't exist. I did a whole video called Quilting on the Cheap, where I gave like a bunch of websites to go to find, I'll put it up there, to find like cheap fabric. And at that point, I think Blueprint had already shut down or they had stopped selling fabric, but I used to get a ton of stuff. Blueprint, Craftsy became Blueprint, which became Craftsy again. When they were Blueprint, they sold fabric and it was cheap and it was good quality. I don't care what anybody says. When I compare that to anything I've ever gotten from Moda or Riley Blake, it was on par in my opinion. And I've tried a lot of fabric, right? Because I've purchased from Joann's, I've purchased from Connecting Threads, I've purchased from various other places that sell quilt fabric under a different brand, like not Kaufman, not Moda, not Riley Blake, not Cafe, you know, different brands. Either they make their own, or I don't know where it comes from. Okay. I don't, but I bought from everywhere and I haven't always been happy with the quality of fabric that I've gotten, but I cannot say that for Blueprint. That stuff was always on point, always on point. But they used to have these sales, and I used to get a 20 pack of fat quarters for $20. It makes perfect sense to me why it was not sustainable. I used to get jelly rolls for $20, $15, layer cakes for $15. And I just was like hoarding. Because when the first time I ever saw a pre-cut, I was like, I can't, $40, $38, even on sale, $35. Are you kidding me? And even then, a fat quarter bundle would run you about $3 per fat quarter. So if it had 20 fat quarters in it, it would be $60 at least. Sometimes more than that. Sometimes it was $3.50 a fat quarter. And so I started like racking up from Blueprint. And then I started like really looking for deals. And I would go to Hancock's of Paducah. That was a really good place that I would shop. And Hancock's lets you use coupons on top of their clearance, which a lot of places don't do. So you get a 20% off coupon and you apply it to your clearance. I used to get like 20 packs of Island Boutique fat quarters for $20, $30, $40. Usually about 40. No, I want to say the Island Boutique was like, it'd be like $40. So it broke down to $2 per fat quarter. And that was kind of my cutoff there. My cutoff would be $2 per fat quarter. And if it was more than that, then I wasn't really getting a deal, right? Because $2 per fat quarter is $8 a yard, right? So I felt like $8 a yard, those are Joann's prices, right? And so if I can get quilt shop quality fabric for Joann's prices, I felt really good about that. And I got a lot. And then I discovered half yards. And then I started buying those. And I would go to places like Quilting a Day because some places cut half yards. Some places won't cut anything less than a yard. Quilting a Day would cut half yards. And their fabric would go on sale for like $6 or $8 a yard. And I would buy the collection. I would put the entire collection in my cart and I would choose like 10 or 12 prints that I really liked. And I would get half a yard of each and curate my own half yard bundle. Some stuff I paid top dollar for, right? I did a lot of shopping on GE Designs. If there was something that I really, really liked that I did not already own, I would get that. I was in multiple subscriptions. I did Stashing with Stephanie for like 2 years where I got 10 fat quarters a month. That, of course, was not at a discount because I'm paying for a subscription. But to me, it was worth it because you got a free pattern every month. And that pattern was worth like 10 or 12 bucks. And so it was something that I enjoyed. And then eventually I would do a video every month. Every once a month, at the end of the month or at the beginning of the following month, I would say, here's everything I bought last month. And I would lay it all out of what I got and what I paid for it and where I got it from. Amazing deals. But the last one that I did, I realized that I didn't have any place to put that stuff. Like I bought all this stuff and I was out of space to put it. I had no space left. And I was like, well, this is ridiculous. This is just overconsumption for the sake of overconsumption. And you need to stop. Okay? You need to stop. A, you're wasting money. And B, you're running out of space to put this stuff. So I stopped. In 2020, I think December of 2020 was the last one that I did. 2022. So for all of 2023, all of 2024, I've made random purchases here or there, something I really like here, something I really like over there. But I have not been doing these massive hauls where I'm spending, $200 on just stuff. In addition to my Sew Sampler subscription, in addition to my Open Gate subscription, in addition to my Stashing with Stephanie subscription, in addition to the pre-cuts quilt shop that I did for a while, in addition to the, I can't even remember them all, other subscriptions that I tried, right? It was just, I had these subscriptions plus all this other stuff that I was purchasing on top. And it was just a waste of money and a waste of, it was just too much. It was overconsumption. That being said, I'm thankful that I did it because I can't get those deals anymore. I mean, I still find good deals? Yes. Quiltingaday.com is still, I like to look. I look. I just don't shop. I just don't shop. But I like to look, and I'll see deals that are good for today. They're not as good as the deals I got back then, but they're still really good deals. But I look at it and then I go to my stash and I'm like, I already have something like that. I already have this color scheme. I already have this. I don't need this because I already have it. That's why I like being able to see my fabric, because I found myself buying similar color palettes to where once you cut that fabric and put it in a quilt, you really can't tell the difference between the two lines. Like it was just too much, too much, too much. But now I'm all stashed up. I'm all stashed up. I have more fabric than I can use in my lifetime. I think if I live to be 100, I won't use all of this. I won't. So although it was too much, I could have stopped at the halfway point, right? I could have bought half that and still been fine. But I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I am because I can't afford this anymore. Like everything I bought now will cost like twice as much. And so I'm thankful. I am thankful that my overconsumption has put me in a place where I don't have to buy anything in today's prices, right? Not only does the fabric cost more, but I have less disposable income because everything else has gone up, right? Grocery prices have now gone up. Car insurance is astronomical. You know, my homeowner's insurance has gone up. My property taxes have gone up. So everything going up has kind of eaten away at the disposable income, what little that I did have. And I don't have as much of it anymore. And so now I don't need to buy fabric because I have everything that I need. Every now and again, I might need something basic, right? But for the most part, I'm good over here. And so I'm thankful for that. And that is what I am thankful for today on this Thankful Thursday. Now, what have I been working on? I've just been trying to finish this one blanket, and it is finished. And that is this blanket here that I've been working on. This is made using Lion brand Ferris wheel. I held 2 skeins at a time, and I used 10 skeins of yarn to make this. Well, technically it comes in a cake, not a skein. This is what she looks like. It is incredibly colorful. I do like it. This is the right side where you can kind of see that textured waffle stitch. And this is the wrong side. Still a lot of texture. Really, really like how this came out. I've been in a race to finish this ever since I found the next project that I want to do. I found that the best motivation to finish a project is to have a new one waiting in the wings. So I finished this yesterday. I finished it with a simple row of single crochet, which is how I started it. Actually, I think I started it with a row of double crochet, but I don't care. Yeah, I think I started it with a row of double or half double. Looks like double. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like I started it with a row of double crochet. I ended with single because I was running out of yarn. So I tried to get, I wasn't going to finish it with a row of anything. I was just going to do the pattern. But I got like halfway and I didn't have enough yarn to finish. So I was like, if I do just a row of single crochet, I know I'm going to have enough yarn to get to the end of the row. And so that's how I finished it. I tied it off. I weaved in all of my ends and she is done. And I like it. I especially love all the pinks. I love all the pinks and purples. It came out really great. I used 3 different colors in this project. I used the Ferris wheel sprinkles. I used the Ferris wheel summer day, and I used the Ferris wheel pink marmalade. And generally I held 2 different colorways, except for in the very, very middle, I held the pink marmalade. I did a double skein of just the pink marmalade in the middle, and you can kind of see that pink section in the middle where I held two. In the other parts, you can kind of see that there are two different colors of yarn. But in this section here, you can kind of see where the yarn is exactly the same. So at the end of the day, you can't really, looking at just glancing at the blanket, you can't even tell all of that. But I do like how this came out. It's a really nice lap size. I have not measured it. Let's see. What did this come out to be? It's hard. It's so hard to measure crochet because it just droops and sags and stretches. So maybe 50 or 48 by what? Well, it can't be that. By 60 maybe? 48 by 60? 50 by 60, something like that. Just guessing. So yeah, just fine to just throw on your lap or something like that. Honestly, I probably won't even keep this. This will probably be donated because I have other blankets that I would rather keep, right? You just can't keep everything you make. I mean, at least I can't. So I do have a bag of donate stuff, and this is going to go right on in there. Right on in there. This is basically just a yarn buster project. I just had a lot of yarn and I had bought more yarn. And so I just wanted a project to eat up yarn. I think I'm going to start doing foundation crochet for my chain instead of doing chaining and then crocheting into the chain, just because my tension is all over the place, especially when I'm working a longer project like a blanket. And you can see, and I did add a stitch at some point, but you can just see how off my tension is, right? Because this is how much longer this is than this, right? But then this also doesn't stretch as much, right? This doesn't, when you do that chain doesn't stretch as much as the rest of your project. So I think I'm going to start doing foundation chains because yeah, I just don't like that it's that much of a difference in size. And yeah, some of it is definitely my fault and my tension, because it's just hard to maintain the same tension when you're working a larger project over a longer period of time, right? Because depending on how you feel, depending on where you're sitting, depending on how you're feeding your yarn, it's going to change your tension. But I feel like having a stretchier bottom will help to, mitigate that in some way. So yeah, this is going to get donated. Definitely. I have a bag of stuff. I think I'm just going to throw it all. I'm going to wait till I'll probably do it donate it in December. I'll throw everything I have in the washing machine and then just wash it in a detergent, a no scent detergent, and dry it with no scent and put it all back in the bag and donate. I don't feel quite comfortable not washing stuff. I don't know. It just feels like I should wash. It feels like I should wash something before I donate. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Do you guys wash your stuff before you donate? Like usually even when I finish a quilt, the first thing I'll do is wash it. The last one I finished, I did not. But I'll probably throw it in there with everything else and wash everything before I donate it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I've got some blankets that I made. They're finished blankets. They're in plastic. Nobody's used them. So I think I'm just going to wash everything and donate it. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on. It's just been a push to get that project done so that I can start this new passion project of mine, this shawl that I want to work on very badly. And this is Agatha's reading shawl. So, and I'm using this yarn here that I paid good money for. This is $8.39 a skein on sale. Normally $11.99. It is super nice. It's called Apricity. It's very soft. It is the softest yarn I've ever worked with. It almost feels delicate. I'm almost like afraid to use it. But I do love the yarn. I have already started the project. I did talk about it a little bit. I am going to take this out. I had talked about it. I did a video where I talked about my first impressions of the yarn, and I had mentioned that I might, that I wasn't sure if I loved how I started it, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to restart it because it wasn't noticeable. And one of you in the comments, I forgot who it was like, just go ahead and take it out. She said, because you're still in the beginning of your project, it's really not a big deal at this point, to start over. And she was like, just go ahead and start over. And I thought about it, and I decided that she was right, because the more I looked at it, the more it bothered me. And I'm like, if you're going to spend, this is not Red Heart Super Saver yarn, right? So I have 7 skeins of yarn at $8. So this is a $60 piece garment that I'm making, right? This is something, $60 in materials plus my time and effort. So it's just kind of worth it to make sure that it's exactly how you want it to be. So I have frogged this entire project. Like I said, I wasn't that far in. I was only on round 6. So not a huge deal here. I'm just going to restart the project. So that is what I'm going to be working on. It's probably what I'm going to be focused on. In addition to this other project here, this is a quilt that I started 2020 or 2021, called Cocoa Nibs. I had put this project to the side because I hated working on it. Right. I think I might do a video on it called, beautiful quilt, terrible pattern, because that's why I put this quilt away. If this pattern had been $3, it probably would have been okay with me, but I paid full price for this pattern, and it was not well written to me, in my opinion. The pattern instructions are severely lacking. And but I try to be positive on my channel. Like, even when I don't really like something, I don't like to bash people. I don't like to be like overly negative. I like to be honest. And I don't know if it's fair. Because this pattern was written in 2016. But I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Like, do you think that's fair for me to like critique a pattern and what they did wrong and how it could have been better? Because if you're a beginner and you pick this up, you're lost. You might as well flush it down the toilet. You have wasted your money. If I picked up this and I made my first quilt, I would have been like, I would have never wanted to quilt again. And there's nothing in here that says, what this pattern is like or who it's rated for, or anything like that. So let me know if y'all think it would be too negative for me to basically critique a pattern in the way that it was written. Right? Now, I want to finish the quilt first. So if I did it, I would want to finish the quilt, at least finish the quilt top, and have a put together quilt top, and then show the quilt and talk about the pattern. And let me know if you think if you would be okay with that. Like, if you think it would be too negative for me to be like, hey, this is really poorly written. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Because again, like y'all have seen me do things and unbox things and stuff like that. And sometimes I'm not the biggest fan of something, or sometimes I like the pattern, but I don't like the colorway, or sometimes I just don't like any of it, or, I want to do it in a different way. But I try to, I don't know. I just try to be positive on this channel. That's why I don't have that many subscribers because I don't have any negativity over here. No clickbait titles, no, just me over here being honest. And that doesn't sell very hard. So y'all let me know what you think. I have talked long enough. I am going to go. I've talked long enough. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you watching the video. I appreciate you subscribing. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed. It does help me out. I really would like to get to 2,000 subscribers. If I could get there by the end of the year, that would be great. I am thinking about doing some type of giveaway or something like that. I don't know. It would be nice to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be pretty sweet. Anyway, guys, like I said, I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.